Well, that was. Hi, I'm Molly Jong-Fast. You may remember me from 45 minutes ago.
Hi, Molly. So what happened out there? I missed.
I don't know if you know who this is. This is Al Franken.
Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. You can't hear back there. So somebody came out and praised. It must have been someone praising Biden.
Yes, we had 3 people come out with a giant sign, banner, and that said Republicans are bad, but Democrats are bad too, I think, was the net of it. And I have to say this was not my first experience with hecklers, because when I was at the Texas Trib Fest, I interviewed Dr. Peter Hotez, and we had RFK Jr. come and heckle us. So I'm used to a very fancy heckler. And yes, very high-level heckling.
RFK Jr. heckled you?
Yes. He came by. He's very, I don't know if you know this, but I don't know if this
Was he good at it?
He's very fit. You know he's very fit, right, RFK Jr.?
That's a good thing. People should take care of their bodies.
He does a lot of working out.
And that's one of the things I think we should be running on. Mainly health care. Remember Trump? He was going to do something terrific.
Who?
He was going to, and then he said when it failed, thank God, he said, who knew that health care was hard? And
didn't he say?
I didn't get to talk to him then, but I never actually, when I was in the Senate, I never actually, I made a point of not talking to him. So I was invited to, just
hang
holiday things and stuff. I didn't want to go, but that would have been a good time, because I could have said, I knew that was hard. But it was a big fucking deal. Remember who said that? That was Biden, and that was a big fucking deal, the ACA.
Yes.
And they tried to kill it.
Yeah.
And we have to remind people who they are.
Right, Obama.
And that's what today is about.
Yeah.
But speaking of, I know you had a third-party forum here about no labels, right?
No labels. Yes.
But Robert Kennedy Jr. is running, and I heard he just got a key endorsement today from the Americans for the Advancement of Measles, Mumps, and Rubella. That.
He's advancing it all right.
Have you been here like a lot all day and needed something? Needed a laugh?
No, they're not an easy crowd. They're very sophisticated.
I'm sorry?
They don't laugh at everything. This is a very sophisticated crowd.
Sophisticated people laugh uproariously all the time. Aren't you sophisticated? I guess not. I thought you were. No. You've been. This is a long day, right? Should I summarize it? I've been watching. You've been great.
Oh, thank you.
I thought you were great with Randy, and with Mary. Mary is Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'm great.
I mean, she loves her uncle.
Yes.
In a way that you love, any kin.
A deranged relative.
And yet is somewhat critical, very critical of him.
Yes.
But that's a kind of love.
I have a first cousin. Speaking of third-party candidates, actually, this is weirdly relevant. My first cousin, Peter Dow, is the campaign manager for third-party candidate. Yeah. And third-party candidate named Cornell West.
Okay, I think I did watch.
Not great.
I've been in and out of being able to watch. I was watching online, but any vote that goes to anybody other than Biden is a vote for Trump. Because, and we know this. We know this.
Yeah.
This is he doesn't get over 47%. That's his top. I guess what they said was that his low is high,
Right.
and as high is low.
Right.
So his supporters are going to vote for him. But we lost in 16
Because of turnout.
We lost in 16 because of third party.
Right.
We lost Michigan, we lost Wisconsin, we lost Pennsylvania because of third party. Yeah. And don't do that, anybody who's watching anywhere. Just don't do that because you're electing Donald Trump. Now,
yeah.
I told you I was going to do this.
Yes, we're ready.
Okay. Well, I forced myself this weekend to watch Trump speak in Iowa, and it was a long one.
It was a long one. They're very long.
So I didn't watch the whole speech, but there was some good stuff in it. Let's see. Here's a teeny sample of the lies in it. Mexico paid for the border wall.
My favorite Trump lie is when he lies about something, like with the healthcare. He says, I have this great healthcare plan, and it's already happening. Like,
what?
It's already happening, right? So Mexico paid for the wall, and I built it, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
Like, but,
there's a pattern.
Yeah.
Of the lying. And the pattern is only lying. Okay, so here's one. There were a million of these, but Biden is a guy who has stolen millions of dollars. Okay?
But was there any, like, this is how he did it, or?
Well, no, it was more like, God, I wish I was him. No. That wasn't the undercurrent of that. Here's a good one. I got impeached. He said this before. He repeats his lies too, but he comes up with new ones. I got impeached over a phone call that was perfect, then indicted over a phone call that was even more perfect. And of course,
wouldn't that be perfecter?
Well, this is what he's claimed. You know the perfect phone call to Raffensperger, and he's been indicted for this perfect call. And they said, I was indicted over this perfect call. And here's what was in the call. All I need is 11,780 votes, one more than we have. And then he later said to Raffensperger and the lawyer, and you guys will be in trouble if you don't do this. So that was the threat.
Right.
So sometimes when you threaten people on a
phone call.
Anyway, what I loved is I think Trump thought Raffensperger would have like a press conference and just do like, I'm Brad Raffensperger. I'm the Secretary of State here in Georgia, and there's been a change in the tally, and the new winner by one vote. And so that's what Trump was counting on. And instead of that, he got indicted.
Yeah.
And 13 counts.
That's right.
Yeah.
Not perfect.
Yeah, and so that he talked about what a great builder he was, and when I was in the Senate, there and Trump was there, we had like almost every week was infrastructure week.
That's right.
Remember that?
Yes.
And I'm a great builder. He says that here. I'm a great builder. Well, Joe Biden passed the largest infrastructure bill since Eisenhower built the interstate highway system.
Yeah, he did.
So there's that. There's infrastructure.
There's infrastructure.
He also did vaccines. Remember how quickly, Trump was
rollout.
very mad at Pfizer because it wasn't up to Pfizer to give FDA approval, but he blamed Pfizer. So he didn't do anything to get out vaccines and didn't cooperate at all with the COVID team Biden. Biden put together professionals, and that is, I think, a theme that we have to be talking about this cycle, which is who are we going to have running our government?
Yeah.
People who know what they're doing. Oh, my God, a technocrat. Someone, or should you put Jared in charge of...
What about Eric? Eric never gets a government job. This second Trump administration, Eric is going to be Secretary of State.
That's, that makes a great point.
Yeah.
Which, okay, I was going to go somewhere else when I just thought
you
about
don't want
Eric,
to talk
but
about
I'm not going to go there. No, what makes a great point is that he's not going to start off with Mattis and Kelly and McMasters. He's not going to start off. He's going to start off.
Don Jr.
If Don got in, I sound like Mary.
Right.
If Donald got in, he will start where it ended.
Yeah.
Which is just grievance and appointing only people. He didn't try to get people confirmed.
No.
He'd be fine with, a Congress that can't confirm anyone. He'd be fine with Tuberville.
Yeah.
He could just blame Tuberville for no one getting confirmed, and I can just put in any.
Tuberville is probably would be the smartest person in the Trump administration if Trump put him in the administration. It would be him and Louis Gohmert. They would be the sort of the thought leaders of Trump's second administration.
Are they corrupt enough? I mean, in other words, who? I mean, Stephen Miller, right?
Right.
Is going to be
Stephen Miller.
Have every job.
Is it Stephen Miller and Ashanda? My people say Ashanda.
Yeah.
Right.
And for you
did I say it wrong?
For you non-Jews and non-New Yorkers, Ashanda for the Goyim is someone who's an embarrassment before the Goyim, which is the people who don't know what I'm talking about here. I wrote a joke once when Leon Boesky, this was my joke. Roy Cohn died, and it was near Hanukkah, I think. And I said they announced the Shonda for the Goyim Award this year, and it was Leon Boesky, who was this Wall Street guy who ripped off people on Wall Street. It was the first time in 32 years that the award wasn't won by Roy Cohn.
Roy Cohn.
Boy, that's a really old joke.
That's really, but we all remember Roy Cohn because he was a Trump mentor.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Well, why can't you be my Roy Cohn?
That's right. Why can't you be my Roy Cohn? One of the famous
lines.
Well,
you know what? Everybody will be his Roy Cohn. And that's right. What we're choosing between. And that's why we're here today. Yeah. And that's why this is serious. Because the choice here, and I'm optimistic, and I'll tell you why. I did a podcast with David Axelrod and Cecile Richards the week before the midterm. And Axelrod, who is one of the great wise men, political consultants, was very pessimistic. And Cecile was actually quite optimistic. And she saw what Dobbs was. Yeah. And she knew where young people are. And if you think about one of the other achievements that Biden done is almost $400 billion on addressing climate.
Yes. And the Climate Corp. And these young people who are going to be part of the Climate Corps, which is something we had wanted, and the left had really wanted.
And believe me, people who care about climate, especially are young people, because we know what's happening, but also grandparents. So that's me. Oh,
that's so
cute. Because I care about my grandchildren.
Al, the grandparent. It's very adorable.
Don't you
I
love
have children
me?
Too, but they're teenagers, so. I mean, I love them. Don't get me wrong. But
yeah, but
it's a little more complicated than grandchildren. No, I'm just kidding. Don't tell them that, please.
So those are the choice in that last election, where Biden had the best midterm. There were three midterms which were as good as Biden's that went back to 1933.
Right.
So it was Bush because he had the war.
That's right.
John Kennedy because he was just popular.
Good-looking guy.
Good-looking guy, and then you had Roosevelt in 34, who had kind of saved the country.
Yeah.
So we have to remember how bad we were told that midterm was going to be?
Red wave.
And what did it? It was Dobbs. And it was healthcare.
And Trumpy candidates, terrible Trumpy candidates that underperformed.
And it was democracy, and Americans looked at that, and young people turned out.
Yeah.
And they're going to turn out again this time.
Yeah.
I want to talk about, if you know any, please tell them. No, there are plenty of young people here today. Democracy won in states like I brought some notes.
Oh, can
Is
we
that
talk?
okay?
Do we? Yes.
I noticed Mary didn't bring any notes.
You're gonna brag about Minnesota now.
Well, I can do that in a little while. Can I do that in a little while?
Yes, do that in a little while.
Because I want to end. You will be astounded when I get to this, what Minnesota accomplished in this last legislative session, because we had the trifecta.
Yeah.
We won the state senate by one vote, and have the governor and the House. But I just wanted, we know the character of Donald Trump. You just masterfully handled that, and it's hard not to have to say, Mary.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But this is going to be character, and this election is going to be about democracy, and democracy won in states like Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Arizona, Nevada, Michigan, and Georgia. Abortion won in states like Ohio, have won in Wisconsin, Kansas, and Montana. That's why we're going to keep that Senate seat in Montana. This is a guy who took classified documents and kept them on like a stage. Did you see that picture?
Well, and then there were the ones that were in the bathroom. The
Well,
bathroom with the chandelier.
There was a stage. It was the Mar-a-Lago Dinner Theater, and the Mar-a-Lago improv players would
Have you ever played?
would take a box and get a classified document and do improvise a musical about it.
They're mimes.
Huh?
They're mimes, and they do classified document miming. I'm not a professional comedian.
I
okay?
know, but that
Just
was
trying to keep up
all
here.
you care about in comedy is trying.
No, thanks. You only have 4.5 minutes, by the way. So.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Let me talk about Minnesota then. Here, and this is the stakes. What we did in Minnesota. This is what we got done. Abortion rights, paid family and medical leave, sick leave, transgender rights protections, driver's licenses for undocumented residents, the restoration of voting rights for people when they are released from prison, a tax credit aimed at low-income parents with kids.
Child tax credit, which famously
A
lifted.
$1 billion investment in affordable housing, including rental assistance. Background checks for private gun transfers. A red flag warning system take guns away from people who were deemed a threat to themselves or others. Ban conversion therapy for LGBTQ people.
This is what happens when Democrats get their way.
And the difference was one Senate seat, one state Senate seat, less than 1,000 votes. Legalize recreational marijuana. Expanded education funding, which, great interview with Randy. Required a carbon-free electric grid by 2040. A massive $2.58 billion capital construction package, a mix of tax cuts and increases to make the state's revenue system more progressive.
Yes.
A refundable child tax credit for lower-income Minnesotans. We joined the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. You know what that is?
No, tell us what that is.
It's a way we can. There are already 16 states that have signed on to this, including Minnesota. And if you join the compact, you pledge your electors to the winner of the national popular vote. And it doesn't kick in until you have 270 votes among the members. But when it does, we don't have to amend the Constitution to do this. And it's on its way. We have over 200 electoral votes. This will be the last one. Free breakfast and lunch for all Minnesota K through 12 students.
Yes. That means that no kid goes hungry.
Yeah, and what a ridiculous thing
Yeah.
to put kids through. Oh, you're in the you get a sandwich. Minnesota did these things. I won my first election, by 312 votes. Every vote counts. And we were able to do these things because we took the state Senate. And we could do these things around this country if we get out, and it means using your feet, and it means knocking on doors, and also we need to win the House seats.
Yeah. We need to win the House back.
New York kind of blew it last time, New York State.
I'm aware.
Yeah, and so there's places for you to go that are really important. And I know that also people watching from all over the country online, get on the doors and make the case.
Yeah. Yeah. Al Franken.